Imagine waking up one morning and never feeling tired again. No yawning, no drowsiness, no need to close your eyes ever again. Humanity, overnight, becomes a species that doesn't require sleep. In the first few hours, excitement sweeps across the planet. Workers flood into offices at midnight. Airlines begin offering 24-hour non-stop flights. Restaurants, hospitals, and even schools start operating around the clock. For the first time in history, the artificial concept of day and night collapses. Global electricity consumption skyrockets as cities blaze with endless light. Productivity doubles, GDP surges, corporations rejoice. The entertainment industry explodes. Streaming platforms release new shows every hour, feeding a population that's always awake. But deep beneath this surface-level boom, something fragile is beginning to crack. Sleep has always been a biological reset button, one built into almost every complex life form on Earth. Without sleep, humans would no longer enter REM cycles, the crucial phase where memories are organized, toxins are cleared, and emotions are stabilized. In the short term, people feel sharper. They read more, learn faster, and stay productive longer. But beneath that surface, something deeply unnatural is happening inside the brain. Normally, during sleep, cerebrospinal fluid flows through the brain, flushing out metabolic waste like beta amyloid, substances linked to diseases like Alzheimer's. Without this nightly cleansing, these proteins begin accumulating inside neurons, silently increasing the risk of cognitive decline. Emotional processing also collapses. The amygdala, responsible for fear, anxiety, and emotional regulation, becomes hyperactive. Over time, people grow more irritable, impulsive, even paranoid. Mental illnesses that were once rare, like schizophrenia or extreme anxiety disorders, surge globally. The world becomes more awake, but far less stable. As years pass, human civilization fully transforms to embrace permanent wakefulness. Cities expand vertically and horizontally to accommodate endless activity. Entire industries are reborn. Factories run non-stop. The stock market operates 24 hours, 7 days a week. Never closing, never resting. Science and innovation accelerate at unprecedented rates. Without the limitation of rest, teams of researchers make discoveries in weeks that once took years. Night and day no longer divide society. Instead, people organize their lives into personal cycles. Some choose 10-hour work, 10-hour recreation, 4-hour study blocks. Governments restructure economies to handle continuous resource demands. Agriculture adapts with vertical farms and automated systems that operate year-round without downtime. But not all is perfect. With everyone awake at all times, global surveillance expands dramatically to monitor safety and behavior. Privacy becomes nearly extinct. Humanity lives in constant motion, never stopping, like a machine that forgot how to pause. In a world without sleep, relationships face challenges never seen before. Sleep has always been a quiet space where emotional connections are strengthened. During sleep, couples synchronize their body rhythms, children feel comfort from bedtime stories, and families find moments of shared rest that foster bonding. Now, without those natural pauses, time becomes fragmented. Partners drift into different cycles. One might work while the other relaxes. One might study while the other seeks entertainment. The sense of shared moments, of simply being together, begins to fade. Oxytocin levels, the hormone critical for emotional bonding, slowly decline in populations no longer experiencing shared rest cycles. Mental exhaustion surfaces not from lack of sleep, but from emotional disconnection. Therapists report rising cases of loneliness, detachment, and even emotional numbness, despite people constantly being awake and physically present. Children struggle the most. Without dreams, critical for cognitive development, their imagination and emotional regulation weaken over time. For many, constant wakefulness becomes not a gift, but a quiet erosion of the soul. As decades pass, the cracks beneath the surface become impossible to hide. Humanity's great experiment with permanent wakefulness spirals into global instability. Without sleep, psychiatric disorders surge. Severe anxiety, dissociation, and even psychosis become widespread. Suicide rates rise sharply. Addiction to artificial stimulants and emotional regulators becomes rampant. Crime transforms, not into chaotic street violence, but into sophisticated cybercrime, manipulation, and widespread psychological warfare. Political systems fracture. Governments struggle to maintain control as populations grow emotionally unstable, easily swayed by radical ideologies. Surveillance intensifies to unprecedented levels, with predictive AI algorithms controlling entire populations. Even nature rebels. The environmental cost of a 24/7 society, constant energy consumption, massive resource extraction, and endless waste pushes ecosystems to collapse. What began as humanity's ultimate evolution now threatens to unravel everything. As humanity teeters on collapse, scientists, philosophers, and spiritual leaders come together for one last mission: to rediscover sleep. In hidden underground sanctuaries and isolated research facilities, experiments begin to restore natural circadian rhythms. Artificial darkness chambers mimic ancient night cycles. Specialized neural recalibration devices attempt to restart dormant sleep circuits. Some people, called the sleepers, begin to experience fragments of dreams for the first time in generations. Their brain waves shift into long-forgotten patterns: delta waves, REM bursts, theta flows, rhythms untouched for decades. Emotional healing follows. Anxiety declines. Creativity returns. Deep human bonding resurfaces. Entire communities form around shared sleep cycles, relearning what it means to rest, to dream, to be human. And with sleep returns something else: hope. In our relentless pursuit of progress, humanity dared to conquer one of nature's oldest forces: sleep. We imagined that by eliminating it, we would unlock unlimited time, unlimited growth. But what we failed to see is that sleep is not a weakness to overcome. It is nature's most profound act of balance. Sleep repairs our bodies. It clears waste from our brains. It strengthens our memories. It gives birth to creativity, compassion, and resilience. Even our dreams, strange and unexplainable, are part of what makes us human. Without sleep, we may gain hours, but we lose something far more precious: our emotional depth, our sense of wonder, our very humanity. In the end, sleep was never time wasted. It was where life quietly healed itself, night after night, so we could face tomorrow.